it's that important to us that we get a break, that we have that time away. We all know, don't we, that actually resetting ourselves, I call it a Control-Alt-Delete moment, okay, how that affects us mentally as well as physically. Dr. Rachael Molitor is a behavioural psychologist and lecturer at Coventry University. Rachael, morning to you.
Good morning. How are you?
Yeah, I'm really good. Thanks very much, Eddie. But I've had a holiday, so that might account for it. What are the beneficial effects of taking a holiday?
So a holiday, it is really good for us. Obviously, if we have the option to be able to take it, it can really reduce our stress levels. It can physically improve us by decreasing blood pressure, improving sort of physical health by getting out walking. Quite a lot of time, you can either just sit on the beach and do nothing, or you can get out and just be able to get away from that office environment. And it gives you the chance to step back from the home sort of responsibilities you may have at home or at work, those obligations that you may have. And actually by taking a break from these sources of what may be stressful in your job or your life, and it's actually been shown to then drastically reduce stress levels. So it is a really good thing for us if we have the option to be able to take it.
Well, I mean, when we talk about holiday, I suppose we all automatically assume, plane, flight, beach, Spain, Greece. But actually, is the location, is it as important as actually just stopping and taking a break? I mean, can you still have a holiday if you're at home, for example?
Absolutely. I mean, the UK, we are so lucky here that we have countryside, as you were just saying beforehand, camping on our doorstep, from the beaches to the Peak District. There are so many amazing places that we can have, so we don't have to go abroad to do things. And actually, it's not even the location that's the important thing. It's about getting outside, getting that fresh air, and also the sunshine. So sunshine itself gives us a huge increase in our mental health. So biologically, we have dopamine, which we get from the sunshine, which makes us feel good, feel rewarded. But also we associate seeing the sunshine with such positive memories, such as, family, friends, barbecues, those sort of things that we normally do in the summer. So just being able to have sunshine as part of it. We don't need to have a holiday far away. We are so terribly lucky with the weather at the moment. Not yesterday. Let's put that as a blip.
But no, you're right. Certainly the last 3 or 4 weeks, we've seen the beneficial effects of that. And we did a last minute thing a couple of weeks ago. I booked an Airbnb on the Wednesday down in Pembrokeshire. We took the dog down. He had his first run in the sea in Wales. Had a lovely weekend a couple of weekends ago, and that was and again, my wife, who was really stressed, she kind of works in corporate world, really stressed, wasn't up for it, like, oh God, I can't believe you've done this, and then she was there, she said, oh, I'm so glad we've done this, and I feel like I've been away for ages. It was only a weekend, but just an anecdotal piece of evidence, I suppose, there of the beneficial effects of getting away.
And that's why it's so important when people do get away. I see it time and time again when I go away with people as well, that they're still on their phones, still doing work. And it's really important, if you're getting away, whether it is UK or abroad, to try and step away from the technology, the emails, turn off your work emails, turn off the Teams notifications, and just take that time. And it's actually called, so if you separate yourself from the situation you associate with stress, you're reducing something called the process of rumination, which is the tendency to think about all those stressful thoughts. And instead, it gives you a chance in your mind, it gives you a break to focus on something that's really positive, like just chilling out, being on holiday, or being away from the office.
Yeah, ruminating. It's a killer, and spot on, Rachael, on that. Just we're going to move on in a second because I want to talk a little bit about holiday affordability. But just before we sort of go into that, get your sort of view on how you manage. Let's say you can't afford to go away and you can't take your kids away, and you do have this kind of MOFO effect, don't you? FOMO effect of kids, potentially not getting to go away. They'll go back to school in September. All of their mates will be saying, oh, I did this and I did that. And then there'll be some kids who had that, like I say, that FOMO, they've missed out. And how do you have a conversation with them if you can't afford to do the sort of things we've just been talking about there?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's really important to be direct and honest with children. So if you shield them from things, we don't want to give them all of our life stresses. They don't pay the mortgage yet, those sort of things. But if we shield them from them, if you seem stressed or worried, they don't know why you are, and they may pick up on that. So it is important to have a conversation with them if there is anything that you need to discuss with them. But one of the really good things you could do with your children is to get them involved in the choices. So obviously age dependent, of course. If they all want to go to Peppa Pig World, that's not going to be helpful. But get involved in something. So saying, we're going to do something this week. What do you want to do? And, hopefully it'll be something such as, I'd love to go to the beach. Obviously, if you can afford the petrol to drive out there. Obviously, in the Midlands here, we are as far away from beaches as you can do. Hunstanton is the one I go to, which is the closest one to us, I believe. But getting them planning with the activities, getting to do something. And if they're involved, they will then enjoy the activity more as they have ownership over that idea. They think, I chose to do this. And it's about sort of getting them involved and discussing it with them, even focusing on things in and around the local area. We are, again, so lucky. We have little places you can go that are like petting zoos or parks and those sort of things. Yes, they're not the same as going on a sort of all-inclusive package holiday, but getting them involved with things, and actually they don't feel like they're missing out so much because they made that decision to do that thing, going camping, doing something fun which they enjoy.
It's good advice, that, Rach. Really is. Appreciate that. Thanks very much indeed. Dr. Rachael Molitor, behavioural psychologist, lecturer at Coventry University. And, that idea that as Coventry we are landlocked, and there is something about the sea, isn't there, I think, psychologically, and seeing the sea. And we'll all remember going on holiday as kids in Weston-super-Mare or Llandudno or something, and being in the car and craning with your nose, stuck to the window for the first sight of the sea, and your parents at the front go, "Can you see the sea yet?" We've all done that, haven't we? Going away, though, as we mentioned there, Rachel, sometimes isn't an option. There are lots of things you can do in Coventry, though, that can help. The Coventry Holiday Activities and Food Programme, HAF, works with 40 organisations to create over 150 activities for children and young people.